Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Coach Chris Turbo, aka Mr. Turbo Speed, aka Coach Chris Burris. And I wanted to thank you guys for stopping by my channel. So if you're new, don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to power punch that notification bell and power punch that like button so that you can take advantage of all my tips and tricks, explosive training, speed enhancing videos here on YouTube. So today's topic of interest is training for max velocity. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to be talking about the Team Turbo method and how we train for max velocity, going from point A to point B as fast as possible without slowing down, beating, dominating everyone on the court, the field, the track, or anything that you're doing as far as athletic sports performance. Alrighty? So, we're going to start with the Team Turbo Speed method, okay? Training for max velocity, alright? The purpose of this video is to introduce key concepts regarding max velocity training to enhance max speed and top end speed. The scope of this video will include max velocity training drills, techniques, and workouts for top end speed that will keep you running faster and defeat deceleration. The audience for this video will be coaches, athletes, and anyone looking to improve their athletic abilities or sports performance abilities or strength and conditioning totality overall. Alright, you guys, so specifically what we're going to take a look at here, we're going to take a look at some general prep. So this is going to be encompassing your general fitness, things that you need to do prior to engaging in max velocity training. Okay, we have a whole detailed list of things that you can do prior to max velocity training so that you can get the most bang for your buck, decrease factors for injury, and improve your chances of success after you implement a max velocity training protocol into your overall annual training program. So we'll take a look at some general prep stuff. We'll take a look at a detailed drills and techniques. So I'm going to give you guys some detailed drills that you can do, implement into your workout plans, and some techniques that you can use so that you can increase your max velocity and top end speed. We're going to take a look at some general workout prescription. So I'm going to give you guys an overview of the type of plan we use here at Team Turbo Speed so that we can maximize our ability to run fast and defeat deceleration so we can hold our max speed for longer and overall win more races, run faster, and burn more people on the track, court, or field. Okay, we're going to take a look at some terminology, and we're also going to take a look at some speed physiology, just some basic overview stuff so that you can kind of get the full grasp of the key concept of training for max velocity and what specifically that is. Alright, you guys, so I have my notepad here so I don't forget anything. I want to give you guys the key concepts that will make you better athletes and make you better sprinters on the track, field, and or court. So the first thing we want to talk about is your general prep. Okay, and what I mean by this is just your overall general fitness and the key performance indicators that you can utilize as a coach or an athlete so that you can know when to start doing max velocity training. Okay, so I'm going to get my pen here, and by default your general fitness, there are a couple different things that you need to work on prior to max velocity training, okay? We don't want to just jump straight into max velocity training without having a proper core foundation underneath us. This is going to include the biomotor skills, specifically the stability, the coordination, the flexibility, the range of motion, a general base for strength, a general base for hypertrophy, a general base for overall just pure speed athletics. So what we look at is, I'm going to take my black pen here. We look at general fitness phase. We have our general fitness phase, and essentially this is going to be anywhere from 4 through 6 weeks. Okay? This is all foundation building. All right, foundation building. So like I said, this is going to work on your biomotor skills, okay? So you're going to talk about working on your balance, your coordination, your range of motion, your flexibility overall, your basic strength, your basic endurance and stamina, okay? You're also going to look at stability, mobility, as well. All right, and then the last piece of that will be your pure speed. So your balance, coordination, range of motion, flexibility, basic strength, basic endurance, basic stamina, stability, mobility, and pure speed. These are the core things that you're going to work on within this 4 to 6 weeks, building a proper foundation prior to going to max velocity, okay? So when you talk about 4 to 6 weeks, you're looking at about 1 to 2, maybe 1.5 macro cycles there in your training program. And essentially what that is just the overall, so basically your macro is going to be like month to month, okay? And then you're going to have your micro cycles into about 4 to 6 weeks in there, inside your macro cycle, okay? But just depending on your preference, your coach, and kind of what you're looking for as far as what's inside your training protocols. But generally speaking, if you're working 4 to 6 weeks, you're gonna have about 1.5, maybe 2 macro cycles with 4 to 6 weeks, maybe pushing into 8 weeks of micro cycles in there, working week to week, okay? You're gonna focus on your biomechanics, okay? Biomechanics for sprinting specifically, working all your limbs, working on that coordination, like I said, the biomotor skills that you want to build within this 4 to 6 weeks. You want to work on your biomechanics, which is going to focus heavily on your sprint mechanics. And this is going to be totally up to you or your coach, but we like to accomplish your sprint mechanics and your biomechanics through drills, okay, either in the weight room or on the track. So drills. This is also going to work on underneath all of the biomechanics is just your sprint form, okay? Proper running form is going to immediately increase how fast you're going to be. If you take youth athletes, if you're a youth coach, if you take a young athlete who has horrible biomechanics and spend a week focusing on proper arm drive, proper knee drive, dorsiflexion, triple extension, stuff like that with your kiddos, they're going to run faster times almost immediately. All right, so that's something that you need to work on with your kiddos and even your teams who are coordinated at all, right? So biomechanics, sprint mechanics, specifically towards sprinting, you do this through drills and technique training, and this is ultimately going to work on your sprint form, and there's different things you can do to work on sprint form as well, and these will increase your overall totality for sprinting faster, okay? This is also going to encompass your lifting mechanics. All right, so I'm a big believer in speed training that encompasses and incorporates weight training as well, resistance training as well. So I am a specialist in strength and conditioning, a sports performance specialist, I hold several certifications as well. And there is no way that you're going to run faster than your opponent if you're not incorporating weights and resistance training. Point blank period, as simple as that. There's multiple studies online. I might drop some in the link in the description below. I might link them so you can do your own research, which I am a 100% believer in, is doing your own research and figuring out things for yourself so it makes sense for you. But lifting mechanics are going to help in your general fitness phase to work on the key biomotor skills we talked about, is your basic strength, your basic endurance, and your basic stamina. All right, so having proper lifting technique so that you don't hurt yourself will also work on your stability, your mobility, your pure speed, and your range of motion. At Team Turbo Speed, I built all my protocols so that we work on the 10 biomotor skills to make you a better athlete. All right, so in the coming videos, you'll see that I'll have playlists and videos that are going to explain the 10 biomotor skills and how the protocols that we use at Team Turbo Speed are benefiting hundreds of thousands of athletes each and every week, each and every day, each and every year. All right, so this stuff is science-based, results proven. Okay, so lifting mechanics. This is weight room training. All right, so all of this stuff you're gonna do within 4 to 6 weeks, 1 to 2 macro cycles, 4 to 6 weeks. In your micro cycles, you're gonna work on biomechanics, you're gonna work on your sprint form, your sprint mechanics. You're gonna do this through drills and technique training, and then you're gonna work on your lifting mechanics so that you have proper lifting technique through the basic lifts that you will be performing, and essentially the basic lifts you should be performing as a sprint coach or a speed coach would be your basic squat, your deadlift, your bench press, your basic plyos, plyometric training, as well as a couple of different Olympic lifts. We know through science and testing bar speed and rate of force development that the only type of Olympic lifts that a sprinter or a speed athlete really should be doing for the most bang for the buck is going to be your basic power clean from the floor and catch. Okay, so power clean, as well as the power clean variation, the hang clean. We know that for a fact that for rate of force development and force production, if you're working within the protocols and the parameters associated with power strength development, power clean, hang clean, best bang for your buck as a sprinter. So forget all that other CrossFit, forget all those other Olympic lifts that could potentially damage you as an athlete if you're not having proper technique. Power clean, hang clean, squat, deadlift, bench press, your basic plyometrics, working on those as a speed coach and teaching your athletes the best way to do those through the progressions, especially for these Olympic lifts. Those are going to be the best bang for your buck for increasing your top end speed, your max velocity. All right, so your general fitness. Now you've done all this, okay, you have all your kiddos do this, you have yourself do this, you're going through your training protocols. So how do you assess yourself or your athletes to move on to max velocity training? So here at Team Turbo Speed, essentially what we do is we have these couple of general guidelines that you can use. Obviously, you want to use these at your own discretion and customize them to fit your group of kids, group for your team or for yourself, right? So we have the general guidelines, or general requirements, I should say, prior to starting a max velocity phase of your training program. I'm gonna move over to my blue pen here. All right. So for your 60, 100, 200 meter sprinters. If you're not a track coach and you're watching this video, this can also mean if you're playing American football, this is going to be your running backs, wide receivers, your defensive backs, maybe some of your linebackers, All right. Shoot, I know some people who are in this category who would be DNs as well, or nose guards as well. These are your fast, explosive, powerful types, okay? 60, 100, 200 meters. If you're playing American football, your running backs, your receivers, your DBs, your middle linebackers in general, maybe some DNs or nose guards, depending on where you live in the country and the size of your school and the competition, okay? Because some schools are bigger than others, and some D-lines and O-lines aren't as big as some other schools, all right? So keep that in mind. All right, so for this category of speed athlete, what you're going to do as a general overview of the general requirements to moving on to a max velocity training, you're going to do a standard so that all these different type of athletes are going to be able to run 1 mile in 5 minutes to 5 minutes and 30 seconds. All right. Some of you are going to say, why the hell would you have your sprinters test in a 1 mile? Okay. This is for just general overall fitness. All right. I don't have my sprinters go out and run miles. You just don't do that. You know, there's a lot of physiology things that you can attribute to fiber transformation. Okay, so you don't have them go run long miles, but you can definitely accomplish, back to the key biomotor skills, basic endurance, basic stamina, your basic strength. All of those things can be accomplished through tempo work, extensive tempo work. Okay, 10 by 100 meter, 20 by 100 meter, 10 by 200 meter, 15 by 200 meter at what, 67% of your 1 rep max. If you're doing that for 4 to 6 weeks and you're building a general fitness base, you're building that basic stamina, that basic endurance, that muscular endurance, and you're not really pushing that lactic threshold super high, which is fine in those type of sessions, any athlete that I just mentioned here should be able to do this. Should be able to run a mile in 5 minutes. Should be able to run a mile in 5 minutes and 30 seconds. Nothing below or above that. Now, this is coming from experience of training hundreds of athletes. Okay, programming for hundreds of athletes. So this number, 5 minutes to 5:30 for 1 mile, you should be able to do that if you're doing, you know, everything that you should be doing inside your 4 to 6 weeks for training, right? All right, so the next general requirement that we work at is to have at least, let's say this, at least a strength to mass ratio of 2.1 per your basic core lifts. Okay, so what does that mean? That means that at a certain body weight, an athlete should be able to lift 2.1 of themselves in any given of the core exercises. So an athlete should be lifting, 1 times their body weight for the squat, the deadlift, the bench press. Not really basic plyos. We can substitute basic plyos for a leg press. Okay. But you want to have a strength to mass ratio of at least 2.1. So how do you get to the strength to mass ratio of 2.1? Right? You're going to take the body weight. So you're going to take the body weight in pounds. So take your body weight, divide it by the total weight that someone is going to lift by the weight lifted, and that'll give you your strength to mass ratio. S to M, strength to mass ratio. Okay. So if your sprinters can accomplish this and your athletes can accomplish this, male or female, okay, strength is the key for speed, right? The more force you can apply on the ground, the faster you're going to run. You want to have your athletes to be strong. There's no point in going into a max velocity training if they're not strong, if your athletes aren't strong, okay? You accomplish that in the weight room, alrighty? So once you accomplish all of this, general requirements within your general fitness prep, then it's on to move into implementing a strength and power regimen and focus specifically on your max velocity top end speed so that you can defeat deceleration and hold your max speed longer than all of your opponents. All right? Alright, Turbo Speedsters, so that was part 1 of training for max velocity, the Team Turbo Speed method. Be on the lookout for part number 2, where we're going to deep dive into the specific drills and techniques you're going to be able to implement into your speed training protocols so that you can work specifically towards max velocity, top end speed, and defeating deceleration. So if you enjoyed that video, don't forget to subscribe so that you can take advantage of all my coaching, training, speed enhancing videos here on YouTube. I'm dropping a new video every Tuesday of every single week all year long. So go ahead and do your coach a favor and turbo slap that like button and power punch that notification bell. And like I always say, don't go fast, go turbo.